And what we learned is that deep down, we're not just heart and ventricles and stomach and penises and vaginas and mouths and ears. We're hands. We are here at the Maine Beer Tours bus. We're gonna take a contingent from Portland down to Chinatown in Boston, my old stomping grounds, and we're gonna eat a lot of food at a lot of really great restaurants. We're by Baxter Brewing right now in Portland, Maine. We're going to head on the bus down to Boston, a couple hours, stop in Chinatown, take a look around. We're gonna stop at Gourmet Dumpling House, which is known for its soup dumplings, but also known for its like really awesome authentic traditional Szechuan cuisine, or regional Chinese cuisine. And then from there, we're gonna shoot just up the street to Penang, one of my favorite spots that I've been going to since I was really young with my grandmother. It's Malaysian, Indonesian, really awesome like curries and roti breads and things of that nature. I think our final glorious finish at Peach Farm, sort of the favorite of Boston industry, especially cooks for late night food, known for their whole fried fish, Alaskan king crab, whole duck, things of that nature. So basically just sit around, see what happens when grown men eat too much soup dumplings and drink too much alcohol.
Gourmet Dumpling House in Boston was one of those first restaurants that really bridged that gap between traditional Chinese and what was approachable for the wider audience of Boston. It was because they were really the first ones to introduce things like soup dumplings and dishes that were appealing to the American palate, but at the same time they offer, it's just like going onto iTunes, you have your suggested list, then you have the deeper cuts. So they had both on the same menu, and they were actually pretty good about translating as well, so it actually made sense and made people want to order it.
This is Penang restaurant. It's been here since I can remember, since I was a kid coming to Chinatown, back when this was still sort of like a seedy red light part of Boston. I've been coming here with my parents for years because it's Malaysian food. Malaysian food shares a lot in common with Indonesian food and sort of the Indo-Chinese cooking traditions of my grandmother. She has, been a part of sort of my learning about my culinary traditions, specifically the Indonesian and Chinese. Since I was a kid, she's exposed me to, the first time she made me eat fish eyeballs, I was probably like 8 years old. And then of course, once I started getting more into learning about the food and studying the cuisine, found out that she is still, even in her old age, a treasure trove of information. And not only that, she's kept detailed notes of everything she's ever eaten or made. As I've gotten older, we've found a way to rebond and talk. So I'll call her on the phone, and she, just like anyone else who's really passionate about something, she'll talk with me about oxtail soup on the phone for an hour with an exuberance and like a youth and vitality that I've rarely still hear her talk about things. But when you talk to her about cooking and cuisine and technique, you feel that passion behind it.
We are outside of Peach Farm, which, as I think Tom said earlier, is probably the restaurant we've been to the most together throughout our relationship. We've spent like New Year's and birthdays and late drunken nights here, and it's awesome.
What she said. You can't have a conversation about Peach Farm without having a conversation about Debbie. She has been a server here for the last 20 years. She's Malay, so from Malaysia, but she came here when they opened Peach Farm. Without having ever lived in the United States, and has been a server here for that long. She is not only one of the greatest personas in hospitality in Boston, but also just one of the funniest and best people we've ever met.
I mean, the two are very interconnected. Like,
very interconnected. You don't talk about this place without talking about her.
Right here, baby.
Stop.
What?
Stop.
Hey, that's a women's small tongue.
You like what you see?
No.
Keep taking pictures, bitch. Can we pan out and look at everybody here? Look at these beautiful people.
And
oh, hey!
do you want me to look at your face?
Food is merely a vehicle for bringing people together. In the words of George Bush, one rotten apple spoils a democracy. And that's what we've learned today, is that it's not just the pussy in the vagina, or the in the mouth and the eye.
What we've learned today is that when Tom doesn't know what to say, he just says vagina and
You really like the dark touch.
yeah, cut.
This is Real Sex 3.